it's Cassandra, and I'm here making a video after meeting up with some women researchers at York University. I got to help out doing some work with them and also learn a little bit about what they have chosen as their field of study. So women researchers have to narrow down their topic, and they have to say, this is a topic that I'm really interested in and want to find out about, investigate, discover, excavate. You get the idea. So one thing that came up in our conversation was that in other countries other than North America, Canada, the US, in other countries, they don't understand the connection between wealth and well-being, and that honoring wealth and well-being and the pursuit of it is a form of spirituality. So that was interesting to find out. Another thing was that people were, at the table, were expressing concern about things in the world. I said my work about wealth and well-being is about starting here in your own sparkle-centered state, and then everything else filters out. So if you're concerned about a problem in the world, a political situation that you can't control, all you can do is call it back to yourself. What could I do today? That is something you do have power over. That is something that you can control. What your choices are, every single choice you make affects the outside world, but you are in control of those choices. So that was a very interesting thing to hear about. That in those other countries, various countries in the world, that honoring of that balance is something they just don't get. They're suspicious of it. They're suspicious that wealth and well-being could even go together and be a spiritual thing. Yet in other cultures in the world, we do see that. There is one idea that we've mentioned here before on other videos called dana, and that's the moving around of goods, the moving around of resources. Simply put, there are better ways to explain that, which I will explain one day in a training in the future. But for now, I just wanted to say thank you to those ladies, because their topics, just learning about their topics was very interesting to me, because they were so well thought out and also very caring. Very interesting work. So I'm going to be bringing that up in the future. Hopefully I'll get to interview some of them in the future and present some of those ideas in the future. And I know I always talk about things in the future. And certain things happen, certain things don't. You're on the Cassandra show. But really, I did find that interesting for writers. So writers in the audience, you might want to go to your local university and interview a handful of students and say, what are you studying? For those beginning their studies, you could say, what would you study given the chance? That's a really interesting study to do as writers based on your topic. So then you incorporate that research into your own work. Those are for all the non-fiction writers out there, but I'm sure the fiction writers could learn too something from that. Anyways, I'm going to let you go. This is Cassandra, and I just wanted to share that little bit of excitement and inspiration that there's so many interesting people studying things, writing things out there in the world. And those people need to bring their voices out and make videos and write and all those wonderful things, but they need encouragement. So that's where I come into play to say, yes, you should do it. You should bring out your voice. You should write about these things. You should share about these things, but in many mediums. Maybe it's a magazine article. Maybe it's a video like this one. Maybe it's a podcast. These topics are very interesting, and they don't only belong in a university library. Everyone should know about these topics. So for those people writing about these interesting topics, there's so much room for you. There's so much yet to be put out there that is really interesting. So I'm going to leave you with those ideas. It's Cassandra, and all of that is free.